it's Slay, and I just wanted to make a quick video about The Circle. I mentioned it when I did the Seven Sisters movie review, and I realized that there wasn't a whole lot more effort that I can put into this one than the other one without scripting it, because movie reviews are honestly best if there are movie clips, but I don't have access to those or the software to do that. So I'm just going to talk about it really quick. The Circle is a movie, the one featuring Emma Watson and Tom Hanks, and it's a high concept movie where if this had been made a decade ago, it would have blown everyone's mind. But the fact that it was made modern day is more just a commentary on how we are treating social media and how we should not be treating social media. So Emma Watson basically becomes the first 24/7 vlogger. Not that those pretty much don't exist already. That's why I said it's a high concept movie, but it's not like mind-blowing because we've hit the points in our society where this kind of thing pretty much happens already. I wouldn't be surprised if there were Twitch streams that are literally just body cams that people wear all the time. So there's that. But the premise of it was to showcase the benefits of transparency in social media. It kind of commie. Like, I don't have a problem with that. But if you don't have anything to hide, then you don't have anything to worry about sort of deal. Emma Watson is the first 24/7 vlogger, and she's running into slight conflicts with the people in her personal life, as they don't want to be doing that necessarily, but they get swept up in it because there's no way not to if you want to keep interacting with her. The same thing for me happens with The Circle as Seven Sisters. In the ending did not address the problems that come up throughout the film. The end of the film presents itself as a victory where the actual events that happen and the basically like the untied up loose ends leave you going, but what about those? Those were like the real problem. So the reason that it is basically presented as a victory is because Emma Watson does gain full transparency and she takes down the owners of the company that she's working for and set all of this up because they were lying about things and they got exposed, and yay, everyone knowing everything all the time is really the best thing in the world. And she exposes them and then walks out of a backstage door into light with people following her, and everyone's on board and everyone in the room is super happy, like, this is the future, this is what we're doing. But the problem with that is that doesn't line up with all of the problems that she faced along the way with the people in her actual life. Just like in Seven Sisters, when the movie ends with a bunch of screaming babies, even though the protagonist is happy about taking down the societal structure that they did not agree with or one that they are more favorable of, you're still, as the viewer, the outside person sitting there thinking about everything, wondering, okay, but that doesn't solve any of the problems that you had along the way, like the overpopulation and, how is everyone going to survive now? So in The Circle, the problems that were faced showed up in Emma's friend, her parents, and her other friend. We're just going to call him the boyfriend. He's not really, but we're just going to call him the boyfriend for easy sake. So her one friend that worked at the company with her had too much of social media, so much so that she had to disconnect, go to like Ireland or something, and she just did not want to be a part of it anymore. And Emma Watson took that as, okay, maybe it's not for everyone. When she was, living her life and continued to live her life, presumably, as a transparent 24/7 person, she's feeling all this connection with all these people around all the world. She feels so connected and so fulfilled and so happy. But she tries to contact her parents once, and they get their, bedroom play out on the big screen, and they are very, very unhappy about that. So they disconnect from social media. They say they've just had enough, like they don't really want to be a part of that world either. It's too much stress and it makes them unhappy. So there's 3 people in her life that just generally said, this is not the life for me, does not benefit me in the way that it's benefiting you. Overall, just like, please don't do this to me. I'm going to have to distance myself from you, someone that I do love and want to be a part of your life. I can't anymore because of what you're doing and what the world is turning into. And then the last example of everything going fucked up, and what would have blown our minds like 10 years ago, because we'd be like, people don't really act like that, but now we know they really do act like that, was when she wanted contact with her very old best friend, the not boyfriend. She couldn't get a hold of him because he was also off the grid. He was at a cottage. He was, hunting, just being secluded, just having a nice, happy, secluded life. But she wanted to make contact with him. She didn't have a way to do that. So everyone on the internet got involved, took drones over to his house. They all fucking literally started pulling up at his cottage like that's not trespassing, and started following him. They started freaking him out. He tries to drive away. He wants to get away from all these people. Doesn't understand what the fuck is going on. Like, who are these people? Why is this happening? I'm being stalked. Like, I'm being chased. This is like a mob. Somebody's trying to, like, get a good view of him. Emma's trying to, like, talk to him through the drone, like, stop running away. I just want to talk to you. Everybody just wants to be your friend. And then he ends up driving off the side of the bridge, and they chalk it up as technical difficulties. Like, it was the drone. It was technical difficulties. It wasn't all those people being really fucking crazy and acting like fans do to superstars or models, where you just crowd around them and scream, and oh my god, I got a piece of their hair, ah! Which I don't understand, even like a little bit. Like, I don't understand people. I think it's fucking dumb. I think you have so little in your own life. I don't know why people do that. But that would have been mind-blowing back in the day to think that people would act that way, and we just got fucking mobs of fans everywhere nowadays. So that was an entirety of everyone that Emma, whatever the actual character's name is, entirety of everyone that she knows and cares about and loves, either fucking dying because of the choice she's made to put herself out into the universe of social media and expose everything that she is to the people, and then 3 of them that just have had way too much of it and couldn't handle it and didn't want anything to do with it. So it basically destroyed her legitimate social life, and the only thing she's kept is all of the strangers online. But she finds that fulfilling, as we should know by this point in all of the videos that YouTubers or famous people make. That's not really enough. It is for a certain amount of time, but then, you know, you get lonely and depressed. You need people in your lives. So that was the problem that I had with The Circle. In the end, you're supposed to feel like something good happened. Like, this is the future. It's fulfilling. Emma Watson chose it over everything else. The bad guys were exposed. So this is technically the step forward, although everyone else in her life had a complete rejection of the ability to handle it. The end message is that this is what we're going to turn into, and everyone who's not as on board, like isn't as fluent in social media, doesn't want to have that kind of life, is literally just, they're going to get left behind. They're forgotten. Your parents, your friends, everyone that you cared about, if this is what you choose, then you get a bunch of fake people instead. And that's supposed to be the good message. That's kind of the message that I took from it, because all of those things were unresolved. All of those things were bad and a problem caused by what is considered the solution in the end. I just felt like this was another one of those movies where they set it up to be something and then they completely did not follow through, or they had a message that they were aiming for and they did a terrible job getting there. If you have seen The Circle, please comment and let me know how you felt about it. I don't feel super strongly about it. I just thought it was interesting that big names are capable of getting on productions like this with such a mixed message. I was just kind of not like shocked, but surprised. I was surprised that that's how it ended up. I'm surprised there wasn't more explanation or cohesive conclusion. There wasn't the happy ending. There wasn't like I don't know whether that's what it was actually going for, was the leaving behind of the old and just like, you know, fuck all the old people, but that doesn't make any sense, and that's not good, and we shouldn't do that. Because social media can be bad and toxic, and maybe that is the ending that it was going for. But when she walks out into a door of light, you don't really get the impression that, oh yeah, we did realize that was the bad thing. And that's what you should think too. Kind of the opposite. So that was just a little movie rant. Thanks for watching.